Hi everyone, my name is Gigi. I'm a senior consultant in the Shanghai office, and here we have Aldagh, our newly appointed CEO. And by the way, congratulations!
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So happy for you. Given this week is our International Women's Day, we would like to invite Aldagh for a little interview and to get her insight and experience on how to be a successful female leader. So, my question for you is very straightforward. So what are your top tips for progressing your career as a female leader?
Gigi, thank you very much. It's fantastic to be here in Shanghai, this incredible view in this incredible city. Top tips. Top tips are really to be yourself, first of all. I don't really believe that there's any difference between a female leader and a male leader in the performance of the role. But I think that there are some barriers or challenges that do exist at some levels. So I think, first of all, you have to be yourself. You have to be really authentic and really know what kind of leader you want to be and pursue that course. I think you have to work very hard, but I think everybody who wants to be a leader has to work very hard. So I don't think it's unique to women. And I think you have to be quite good at planning what you want to achieve, because as a leader there's an awful lot of challenges or items that come at you, and you have to be able to prioritize. So work hard, be yourself. I also think probably for females you have to speak up, and I observe a lot where women maybe don't push forward. They certainly don't tend to interrupt people. So sometimes the percentage of time that you get heard is lower, and over time that can have an impact. So I think they're probably the main things.
Those are really good tips. So for any young professionals, female professionals, what advice would you give to a young woman if they're just starting out their career?
What advice would I give? I hate giving advice, although I like receiving advice. So advice would be to really believe in yourself. Be confident that you're at least as good as your colleagues. Don't have the negative voice going in your mind that's saying to you that maybe you're not good enough, or that you need to know more before you put your hand up. I wouldn't be overconfident. I think that I wouldn't want that in anybody, but I think so. Be confident and be brave. Push forward a little bit, just because you'll surprise yourself. I actually believe that what you believe is what comes about. And for me, one example, I just remember back when I was studying back many years ago, I had a little photograph of a little red car at my desk, and these hours and hours of studying. And my very first sales job, many years later after college and everything, my first sales job, they said to me, you're in sales, you need a car. And when I went out to the car, it was a little red car. And I remember thinking, that's a very unexpected, but it was a happy moment for me, because I thought all of those years ago of believing one day I would achieve that, it came about. And I think it applies to your health, I think it applies to your life and your work, that what you believe you can make happen. And therefore what we believe about ourselves at the beginning of our careers, I look back and wish I had believed more earlier, without being overconfident. I think there's something about the messaging in your mind, and I think it helps you to have a path through.
So having faith and then believing in yourself.
And closing the gaps. When you realize that you don't know something, or you're not well enough skilled in something, work towards it. Yeah. But I think younger women today are much better. They come out of college with that perspective. There is a better, maybe it's all the social media stuff, maybe it's, I just feel that the younger women that I'm meeting earlier in their careers are quite confident and clear about where they want to get to.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, with social media and with the education, like people's confidence being boosted, like
yeah. And it's also less male-female. I think it's split.
Oh, yeah.
So people say the female leadership. I think it's becoming more and more normal.
We're just equal.
We're just equal, and certainly, and I don't know whether it's it's in the last couple of years, I'm seeing more and more very senior appointments in politics, in governments, companies, in all sorts of walks of life. Now equally, I saw an ad for I think it might have been a legal firm in the States, in the Wall Street Journal or something, on my recent trip around Asia, and there was 27 male faces and 1 female, and that was an ad in the paper, and it just struck me. I went, the optics of that are so skewed, but look, we're moving forward.
Yeah,
we're moving
the gap
forward.
is definitely closing. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So how do you find a balance between your work and your home life?
Well, in this new role at the moment, because it's very new, there isn't much of a balance. It's a very steep learning curve and quite a broad remit, so I feel there is no balance at the moment. But in fact, one of the things I'd say is I actually don't like, there's a term that you hear a lot, and a lot of people write about this term, and it's work-life balance. And it's actually a term I don't really like. And the reason why I don't like the term is because to me it implies that your work is a bad thing and your life is a good thing. And actually, I really believe that work is a great thing. I believe that work gives you so much that it really enhances your life. So as long as it's not too stressful and as long as it's not huge big worries, actually work, I find, is really enjoyable. So that's one thing, just to say that. But I try and work very hard during the week, and where possible I do try and take the weekends off. I think it's important to rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Now, you're thinking about things all the time, but not working on the laptop and late into the night and stuff. So that's really important. I have 2 daughters, Isabel and Georgia, and I try and get as much time with them. Now that they're 20 and 14, they're busy with their lives.
Yeah.
But just spending time with them is I find is good to forget about work. And I really love to walk. And I have a dog who's incredibly energetic. So she and myself and occasionally one of my daughters, we just go and walk for miles and miles and miles. And actually I find when you're not at the computer, you're actually thinking about work, but in a more relaxed, balanced way.
Yes.
And then when you come back, you're fresher. So that's how I try to do it. I like yoga, but I don't get to do it as much as I would like to. But the weekends go quickly, and then you're back into work again.
Yeah. Yoga's a very good way to relax as well.
Really good way.
Yeah.
But I do more virtual yoga than real yoga, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. So speaking of home and relaxing, do you have any favorite TV shows personally?
I watch really very little TV. I hear about all of these great box sets, but I never get to see them. But I have one program that I do find if I come to the TV and it's on, I do sit and watch multiple episodes of it, and it's a very strange program called Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I've
you know
seen
it.
that. I've seen that.
It's ridiculous that I would like such a program, but I find the effort and drama about choosing this wedding dress and all the entourage, and there's everything about A-line dresses, strapless dresses, materials. I can tell you everything about it. I bought my own wedding dress in 5 minutes.
Wow.
One day, just happened to be there, see it, not 5 minutes, but very quickly. So maybe now I look back and go, I didn't do all of that stuff. So it's a program I find very, very,
very
switch offable. But anyway,
and all the fights and conversations between the bride and her friends and families. It's very
mother,
entertaining.
It's funny.
Very
it's funny.
entertaining.
Yeah. So
cool.
That's
all right, great. Thank you so much
for
taking time to speak with us. And then now that we've got to know more about Aldagh, and then we'll leave it to you to think about what female leadership is about, and take her advice, and then we'll see how we can go in our own female career path.
Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you.